Lois and Clark, the new Adventures of Superman. Please welcome back to the show, Dean Cain!
Yes.
Listerine.
They said you weren't kissable. I have to argue with them.
That's right. The Scope people said I wasn't kissable, and the Listerine people jumped right on it.
That's
and
right.
I want to thank them for it.
I think it's a good idea.
How are you?
I am fantastic.
It's good to see you.
It's very nice to see you.
Much easier to do the show here, huh?
I work right next door at Warner Brothers, so for me this was just a hop, skip, and a jump. Not like last time in New York. That was a little tougher with your no shower, the soap shower thing.
That's
they
right.
didn't have soap in their showers in their studios back in New York.
Well, nobody takes a shower there. Most people come ready.
Well, I came off a plane, so I had a little bit more.
Yeah, you took the red eye. You were tired.
Now here I'm awake. I'm happy, and God, my mom is sitting right here, and I can hear her.
That's your mom right there?
This is my mom.
Wow.
I'm backstage out there, and you're talking, and I can hear her laugh above everybody else. It's amazing.
You must be proud of him, huh? She doesn't look old enough to be your mom. She looks awful young.
She had me when she was very young.
You love me now? Well, you see, you do. You look young. Looks running the family there, the Cains.
Hey.
Now, are you afraid of heights? Is this true? Somebody told me that.
Well, actually, I don't like to fly, which is very ironic, I guess. But I don't like being in planes. I don't like being 30, 40,000 feet in the air. I don't like that. That makes me a little uncomfortable. I think as it should.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a very natural place for a human being to be. But on the show, I obviously have to fly quite a bit, and sometimes I get a little bit edgy up there.
Do you?
Well, yeah, it's just not. It's not normal.
Did you ever have a bad experience flying in a plane?
In a plane? Well, I've gotten off a couple planes actually.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just don't feel very good. And I got on a plane one time going to Washington D.C. and I just didn't feel very well. And I just said, I have to get off this plane. They closed the doors and everything. And the room got smaller and smaller. I was like, okay, I gotta go now. And they let me off, but the pilot had to interrogate me for about 5 minutes. They pulled my luggage off. I thought I was gonna blow the plane up. I'm like, look,
wow.
I just don't want to fly. So it was a big issue.
You're one of the people that I would be screaming, shut up and sit down, you're gonna make us late. That's what I would have been doing if I was there.
I know, it wasn't really a manly moment for me, but I had to get off.
Now, last time you were on, we chatted, you were delightful. You failed to mention that you grew up with my Tommy. What is that about, Dean? I have to hear it on the streets?
No, a lot of kids grew up in Malibu in this one area. It's very strange. I mean, so many kids from Sean Penn, Chris Penn, Rob Lowe, Charlie Sheen, your Tommy. All these guys were around this area. They're all very good friends. Emilio Estevez and Tom were very good friends. So I grew up in a neighborhood that had all these kids running around, and they're just people you knew and ran into. And now I run into him. Now I think he's pretty awesome myself. I'd love to have a career like his, please. But
well, you could. It's next to my Tommy. You're pretty darn cute.
All right. Yes. Yes. Oh yes.
I'm kissable. Kissable.
She is kissable.
I am very kissable. So you went to Princeton, you brainy boy.
Oh yeah.
And what did you study there? What was your major?
I was a history major. It's such a strange thing. I don't think your undergraduate education does anything for you as far as like the real world. But your graduate school is where, if you want to be a lawyer or anything, you have to go to law school or business school or whatever. So it was the most general major that I could find, and it was at least somewhat interesting to me,
Yeah.
A lot of reading, a lot of writing, I could handle that. Don't give me any math equations, no chemistry, none of that stuff. So
did you have interest in acting then when you were at Princeton?
Kind of. I took a couple classes. My father's a film director, my mother's an actress, and so it's around my family, but I took a couple acting courses there, and call me strange, but like they do things where like, they, sit here and be a tree. And I'm like, I can't do it.
No.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
So that was a little strange for me, and this is, now I sit there and I put on tights and a cape and I fly.
Now, I heard you were a little angry at me last time.
Oh, okay. It's not anger. It's just, it's just a little issue.
All right.
Which is, you took these little pictures in the little booth and said I was going to have one, and I never got my picture, so.
Know why, Dean? I kept them. They're in my scrapbook next to my Tommy in the photo booth photos.
Probably way in the back.
No, right next to it.
Okay.
Tommy, then you. I got this.
See, there we go. There, that's kissable. Thank you.
That's for you.
Now I get to keep this
You can
one.
keep this. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have more fun and frolicking with Dean Cain after that.
This my pick right here.
Yeah, we look adorable. That's that flattering triple chin position we're in. So you got, tell us about your movie.
It comes out in, I guess, late September, early October. It's called Best Men now. They've changed the title. I just saw a rough cut of it, and I was pretty happy with it. It's pretty exciting. It's
What's
my
the
first
premise?
film. 5 friends who've grown up together. They get caught inside a bank, in a bank robbery, and they've all been away from each other for 3 years. They get back together on the day of one of the kids' weddings, and therefore best men, you know, because they're in their tuxedos and stuff.
Right.
And it turns into a hostage drama. It's a good ride. It's really
who's in it with you?
Drew Barrymore.
I love her.
She's fantastic.
She's great.
She was fantastic to work with. She's so much fun, and God, that girl has a lot of energy. Made me feel like I was, you know, she's young. She's like 21 and 22 years old. You know, I felt, I'm like, God, I'm 30. I'm getting up there. And
35 in March.
Oh, go.
I
There you
am.
go.
I'm 35, yeah.
Ah.
I graduated high school in 1980.
84, right? So
84.
Oh, wait,
You're just a kid. When I was a senior, you were a freshman. I wouldn't even talk to you.
No.
I would have been like, who's that puny guy on the football team?
I was puny, actually.
You were little?
I was really skinny. I was about 5'7", like 100, I don't know, 40 pounds, 150 pounds.
My goal weight. So, the movie opens in October?
Yeah, late September, early October. You know, it's an ensemble thing. It's really good for me because I'm not going to go out there and try to carry the whole picture. You know, it's just not all about me.
Right.
It's like the other real good actors, Sean Patrick Flannery, a kid who played Powder, and a lot of other good actors, and it's just a nice grouping of people. And I really was happy with the way it turned out. So
Well,
I'm
good.
excited.
Will you come back when that movie comes out?
You better believe I will.
Now, do you want to play a little game? Because I know you played football at Princeton.
Yes.
And we have some footballs here. And basically, if you and I make the target, people in the audience get free football. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right? Come on over here.
Who's that? Are we sure we go?
Well, should we? All right.
Where is it?
Well, here's the...
Wait, Rosie, Dean, now, come on, you guys, you cannot do that. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? So cute, oh my God. Listen,
Why can't we do it?
Because, I mean, come on, you know, I mean, Mom always said, don't play ball in the house, right?